This is Algebra 1B Part 2, Unit 3, Rational Expressions and Functions. Lesson 1, Simplifying Rational Expressions. Basically, a rational expression, rational is a word meaning fraction. Rational equals fraction. So an example of a rational expression would be something like this. 2n plus 3, or 2n minus 3. 2n minus 3 divided by 6n minus 9. It's a rational expression because it's expressed as a polynomial divided by a polynomial. And we're going to be simplifying rational expressions. Now you may recall a little bit of simplifying fractions. Let's say we had 14 over 21. We can simplify this by dividing by 7, right? Or, in fact, actually what you're doing is this. You're thinking of it as this. This is 2 times 7 over 3 times 7. And 7 divided by 7 is 1, and 1 times something does not change it. 1 times something does not change it, so the answer is 2/3. So yes, we can get it by division, but you're really canceling out the 7 factor, right? So notice what I did. I factored 14 into 2 times 7. I factored 21 into 3 times 7. And then I canceled the 7s. We're going to do that same thing. We're going to factor. Okay? So I'm going to factor what I can out. So 2n minus 3 doesn't factor. But 6n minus 9 factors. There's a 3 that goes into both. Okay? And then 6 divided by 3 is 2n. 9 divided by 3 is 3, 2n minus 3. And now notice, if I put a parenthesis around the 2n minus 3, these share a factor. There's a 2n minus 3 on top and bottom. 2n minus 3 on top and bottom. Now when we cancel everything out, there's still a 1 left. We end up with 1/3. Right? 1/3. So this simplifies to 1/3. That's a really interesting result. 2n minus 3 over 6n minus 9 is 1/3, no matter what n you pick, what number you pick. Okay, so again, the steps: factor, cancel any common factor out of top and bottom. Let's try another. Okay, let's try another here. Here's a rational expression: c squared minus c minus 6 all over c squared plus 5c plus 6. So we're going to factor. 2 sets of parentheses. This is our guess and check method. We need factors of 6 that subtract to make 1. Let's think about that a little bit. They subtract to make 1. So they are, factors of 6 are 1 and 6 and 2 and 3. The only pair that make a difference of 1 are 2 and 3. And if it's plus 3 and minus 2, it'll make a positive 1. So x, or c, c plus 3 and c minus 2. You could say c minus 2 and c plus 3 as well. Okay, same thing with the bottom. So write 2 sets of parentheses. We need 2 factors of 6 that add to make 5. 1 and 6 add to make 7. 2 and 3 add to make 5. So it's 2 and 3 again, but this time they're both positive. c plus 2, c plus 3. Now look for any common factors shared both between the top and the bottom. c plus 3 is in both places. And so we can cancel that out, and we're left with c minus 2 over c plus 2. c minus 2 over c plus 2. Now one thing that the lesson doesn't really spend much time bringing out is that you can't, and I do want to mention this, you can't cancel zeros. Okay, and here's what I'm getting at. If c plus 3 equals 0, all bets are off. Okay, c plus 3 cannot be 0, so c cannot be negative 3 because we subtract 3 from both sides, and c cannot be negative 3, or negative 3 plus 3 would be 0. Right? But the lesson's not going to bring that out, so I just wanted to mention that. That does come up in higher level mathematics, that you can't cancel zeros. All right, let's try one more. Remember the pattern we're doing. We're factoring and canceling. factoring and canceling. Okay, let's try this one here. 25. I'm going to do it over here. 25. 25 y squared minus 121 over 15y minus 33. Now you might look for a greatest common factor to factor out, but there isn't one in the top. But you may notice that 25 is 5 squared and y squared, and 121 is 11 squared. So we have a difference of squares, 5y squared and 11 squared. So the difference of squares pattern says this factors as 5y plus 11 times 5y minus 11. All over. Now look for a greatest common factor. It looks like 3 will come out of both. So 3 times 15 divided by 3 is 5y. 33 divided by 3 is 11. Look for any common factors in top and bottom. I see a 5y minus 11 in both. And so this simplifies as 5y plus 11 over 3. Now I will add the caveat that 5y minus 11 can't be 0, so y cannot be 11/5. But you're not going to be asked that, so don't worry too much about it. Just be aware that you can't divide out or factor out 0. All right, so that's it. So the steps are factor and cancel. Factor and cancel.